Hey guys, what's up, how's it going? My name is Rob and welcome back once again for the channel and another update on our dividend investing case study. So this is a case study that I've started back in the beginning of 2020, and my goal is to basically build a dividend portfolio, a Canadian based dividend portfolio completely from scratch and get to the point from earning absolutely nothing to the point where it's paying for all my expenses, ideally at some point in time. So if you guys enjoyed this video and you guys want to follow alongside with me, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you guys do enjoy the video, hit the like button. And if you guys want to get started with Wealth Simple Trade, there is some affiliate links in the description of this video if you guys want to support the channel. So anyways, let's jump inside the portfolio. Let's get started here, guys, and let's see how our stocks are doing today. Alright guys, so we're inside the Wealth Simple Trade portfolio. I'll give you guys a quick little update on how our portfolios have been doing, and I'll go inside the portfolios and I'll show you guys some changes I made, as well as the stocks I'm going to be kind of looking at buying today. And so just kind of a quick little recap here. We have a portfolio total of $96,000, almost $97,000. We almost are hitting 100K. I actually can't believe we've gotten there so fast, and I can't believe I've gotten there kind of at this point in time. You know, it's one of my goals when I was young to hit 100K by the time I was 30, and I just turned 30 this year, so I'm actually really surprised we're hitting that. But that's the power of, you know, saving, being consistent, investing your money, and yes, of course, you know, the portfolio growing over the past year and my other portfolio kind of growing together with it definitely makes a big difference when you think about it too. So that definitely helps. But we have two accounts here on Wealth Simple Trade. We have the TFSA, then we have the personal account. The personal account is basically an extension of the TFSA since we run out of contribution room. I'm going to talk about the TFSA really quickly because I think I confused a lot of people in the previous video. So this TFSA, we recently did a big transfer from a previous TFSA that had a lot of gains in it. So when you look at the actual TFSA and you minus the gains, which is $6,000, it looks like I've over contributed to my TFSA, but it really hasn't. That's just because I had a previous one I gained a lot of income from, and then I did a direct transfer from that TFSA into this one. So it looks like I over contributed, but I didn't. It's just gains from a previous TFSA. And unfortunately on Wealth Simple Trade, or if you move it into a new platform, it doesn't really count that. So I know a lot of you guys are confused about that, but just want to kind of give you guys a quick little update on that. And let's go over some of the things that have been happening over the past couple days. So we've seen a bit of a dip in the market over the past week or so, if you guys have been following along. And it looks like today we're getting a bit of that jump up. So, and because the portfolio has been growing by quite a bit, we made some big deposits and whatnot. You can see that these little differences make a big deal. Like 1% gain since this morning is up $500. And that's something you can expect as your portfolio grows. Over the past week, we're up $200. So that's where that dip kind of came in. Over the past month, we're up 2%. Over the past 3 months, we're up 3%. And over the past year, we're up 8%, and all time we're up 8%. But keep in mind, we did make a big deposit here in August, the beginning of August, which was about $50,000. So it kind of screws up some of the percentages of math. So just kind of keep that in mind as you guys kind of watch this video. So let's dive into the stocks. This is the TFSA. So I did clean up the TFSA like I mentioned in the previous video. I sold some of the individual holdings of some of the stocks I kind of bought, but I wasn't really pursuing kind of thing. So it's nothing really major here. We just got the same ones we've been buying all along. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick little update on that. And here's the stocks inside of our TFSA. Now, what we're going to be focusing on today is the personal account, because that's the account that has the money in, and that's where we're buying our stocks on a regular basis. So we have $16 in our TFSA. Don't really have anything to buy with that. So let's go move on over to the personal account, and we'll do a quick little recap of the personal account. So the personal account is up 4% all time, and that's $290. So it is slowly growing just like the TFSA. We're just kind of building it and whatnot. And the goal with the personal account is to focus more on Canadian dividend stocks and have more of the US growth stocks and different things like that in the TFSA, and have more of the, I guess, even the Canadian growther based stocks in the TFSA as well, if that makes sense. But nonetheless, I'm going to try to mimic the two to some degree, because I do believe that that's probably the easiest way to do things. And we have $238 to spend today. So there's a couple stocks we could pick from. You know, I could buy Algonquin and Power and Utilities. They're still kind of steadily rising up over the past little while. ATD, Alimentation Couche-Tard, is always a great stock to buy. It's one of my favorites. In fact, I'm going to be buying a little bit today, because I don't actually have a lot in this portfolio. I only have 7 shares, so I kind of want to bring that up just a little bit. Manulife would also be a good stock to buy. It's down -3%, so it's kind of recovering a bit. We've seen a big drop, I guess, over the past couple months or so. So, you know, Manulife is always a good stock to buy, so it's definitely something you could take a peek at. TELUS is a consistent growth stock, consistent dividend growth stock in the telecommunications field, so that's always a good one to buy. TD is always a solid buy. In fact, it's one of my favorite bank stocks. And then we have our ETFs here. So I'm not going to be buying any ETFs today, because we have, once again, I did buy a ton of ETFs if you guys watched the previous video in the TFSA. So I'm going to hold off on the ETFs a little bit, since I do have a ton in my portfolio, but I will eventually, build the ones up in here as well. So I think the two main stocks I'm going to focus on is Alimentation Couche-Tard is going to be the first one. We're going to spend maybe like $100 in here. And I'm just going to talk about the stock a little bit here. So this one's been just steadily growing on a regular basis. It's such a good company, and they're very conservative stock, very conservative payout ratios. They're expanding internationally. They're a big Canadian company, and they just do really well. And they are in a field like the consumer sector that kind of is very, very popular. And we've seen since the pandemic that these sectors just do well regardless of what's going on in the world. So over the past week, Alimentation Couche-Tard is up 1.43%. Over the past month, it's up 5%. Over the past 3 months, it's up 18%. So tons of growth this year. And that kind of makes sense when you think that the economy is kind of going back. Everything's, the economy's going back. If we're going to see the overall Canadian business and market do well, I would assume stocks like these would do well as well. Over the past year, the stock is up 12%, and we've seen that nice big jump here, especially since the beginning into the middle of 2021. And then over the past 5 years, the stock is up 62%. And it's just a tremendous growth and dividend growth based stock. So that's the main reason why I like it. It's got tons of growth as well as dividend growth, which is super cool. So I'm going to be buying about 2 shares, I think, of this stock to kind of add a little bit more inside my portfolio. And just give you guys a quick little update. I do hold it inside my TFSA, and in my personal account, it is up 14% all time. So it's been doing quite well. So we'll buy 2 shares of that. I got to switch my account here. And we're just going to use the market buy just to keep things nice and simple. I don't worry too much about doing limit buys and whatnot. Simplicity at the end of the day is what I prefer, but it's up to you guys how you want to do it. So that's Alimentation Couche-Tard. We'll go back inside the personal account, and we have $135 left to spend today. So I think the stock I'm also going to buy to kind of bring it up inside the portfolio is going to be TELUS. And TELUS is a telecommunications company. Talked a lot about TELUS on this channel. It's just a good, consistent company that just consistently grows. So over the past, we'll go with the past month or so, it's up 5%. So we've seen it once again, pretty good gain from a lot of these Canadian-based companies. Over the past 3 months, it's up 7%. Over the past year, it's up 19%. So tons of growth for TELUS. Keep in mind, it did dip a lot during the pandemic. And then over the past 5 years, it's up 34%. So once again, we can see that big dip in 2020 and then the recovery. Like, you can kind of predict that's going to happen as things go back to normal. So we'll go inside the personal account, and we'll be putting the rest of the money into TELUS just to kind of balance it out inside my portfolio. And then I don't think I'll have anything left over to buy anything else. And just a quick little recap, I do once again hold TELUS inside my TFSA. It is up 7% all time, and it's about 6% inside my personal account as well. So it's a pretty good solid stock that I'm a big fan of, and I will keep buying as time goes on. Go back inside the personal account, and we have $19, so I don't think I have anything else. We're just short of Algonquin Power and Utilities. But you know what, we'll wait and we'll keep that for another video. So next I'm going to focus on is the dividend income. So we'll take a peek at the dividend income, and I'll give you guys an update on my dividend investing case study and all that kind of stuff. So here's just a quick little update on the recent dividends we got inside the portfolio, and I like to show you guys so you guys can see how the dividends add up over time and makes a big difference. So I'm going to uncheck all the activity, and I'm just going to check this dividend box so we can see the dividend income of the portfolio. And for August, we got a lot of dividends at the beginning of the month. As you guys can see here, the beginning of the month was pretty big. We got some big dividend payments here from our ETFs and different things like that, some other different stocks here. And they've just been adding up over time. We haven't got any dividends recently, but we should expect a couple towards the end of the month. And then next month, we should definitely see that dividend income pick up from all those big shares that we bought inside the portfolio. Now, if we go over to the spreadsheet where I track the dividend income, you guys can see how that dividend income has grown over time. So it's been a slow and steady growth, and August so far we've hit about $75 for the dividend income. And I put this little note here about the Wealthsimple Invest TFSA transfer to Wealthsimple Trade, so we can kind of pinpoint in time when we should expect that dividend income to kind of slowly rise as time goes on. And that's $846 in total dividends. And here's a cool little graph so you guys can just see how the dividend income has kind of compounded, has been growing over time with our portfolio. And I haven't done an update on the dividend investing case study for quite a while because if you guys remember in the previous video, I guess earlier this month or last month, I ended up buying some big purchases. So if you guys aren't familiar with this, basically what I'm trying to do is kind of pretend to live off my dividend income and show you guys how even just a little bit of money, even if it's like $10, $20, $30 a month, kind of as that's grown over time, how I've been kind of using it to buy some things and kind of enjoy it. And my goal is to kind of like live a more frugal life as much as possible and really appreciate the fact of how my investments are making my life easier. And in the beginning, you know, this started off with some simple things like paying for my cup of coffee or a cup of tea per day, paying for, you know, some of my groceries. I did an update on that in my last video. I bought some groceries to the store. You know, it was only 22 bucks, but you know, it adds up over time. I bought some cards, bought some games, bought some things for the house. My biggest purchases so far have been a CD player. Bought a bunch of CDs, and I love music. I'm a big music fan, so I bought a CD player, bought some CDs, and I've been listening to them on a regular basis. It's been really cool because now that I'm kind of this has kind of focused me on buying these little things. I more appreciate them more, and I actually find myself listening to things like CDs more often. And I actually enjoy them more than I did before. I bought some more stuff for the house. I bought some video games for my computer so I could play. And then the biggest thing here I've been getting into is movies and TV shows. So I got a DVD player, and that was $50. I bought a TV. We bought an actual TV with our dividend income. That was super cool. It's the 22-inch TV. It's just for the bedroom. It's $200, so it's a pretty big purchase. So I've been kind of putting off buying things for a little while as our dividend income can kind of grow and we can catch up a bit. And we did buy a soccer ball from the dollar store, which is about $4. I want to kind of start getting back into sports and, you know, being more active and whatnot. So we bought a soccer ball to maybe go to the park and play and whatnot. So in total, all these purchases add up to be $738 here. I kind of made a little tab. It's not 100% accurate. I don't track this religiously. It's just something to play around with and have fun with. And I am reinvesting my dividend income. I'm just kind of pretending to do this kind of thing. And we can see $738 of our dividends we've spent. And our total dividends is $846. So we're trying to keep that down. So maybe over the next little while, we can start spending a little bit more money on some more things. And I was taking a peek at some things I want to buy. I want to get a cell phone. I want to get a new cell phone and pay for that with my dividends and get a cell phone plan. I think that would be really cool. I want to buy a big scratching post for the cats, like one of those big ones. I've seen them. You can kind of get them on sale now. They're pretty cheap at some places. And I want to get some mason jars, some reading books, some different things for the house, and other things like that. So that's kind of on the list, and that's what I'm looking to do in the future. So hope you guys liked that little update. And I did went out to the store the other day, and I did buy a new DVD. I'm going to be watching a new DVD tonight with my girlfriend. We kind of make every Friday our movie night, so that's kind of what we're going to be doing. So anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Take care. I'll talk to you guys later, and bye-bye.